Thomas Edison, A Curious Mind by Elizabeth Michaels. Genius is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration. Thomas Edison. American inventor Thomas Alva Edison was born on February 11, 1847, in Milan, Ohio. He was the seventh and youngest child in his family. Edison barely spoke a word until he was almost 4 years old. After that, he started asking many questions about how things worked. One of his most common questions was just one word: why? His parents tried to answer all his questions. Sometimes they simply did not know the answers. Edison's curiosity helped him become a great inventor. At 7, Edison went to school in a one-room schoolhouse with children of all ages. The teacher suspected there was something wrong with Edison because he questioned everything. He did poorly in mathematics. He had speech problems. After he struggled for 3 months, Edison's mother removed him from school. She believed it would be better to teach him at home. By age 11, Edison was reading books on various subjects. He developed a system to educate himself. Young inventor. As a young teen, Edison tried to earn some money for his family. He handed out flyers or advertisements that asked people to vote for Abraham Lincoln as the next president. He also learned how to send telegrams. These were messages sent along electric wires as a series of clicks and bleeps. Those sounds were translated into a code of dots and dashes. In 1862, at age 15, Edison moved to Boston, Massachusetts, to be a telegraph operator. While he worked as a telegraph operator, Edison also worked on his own inventions. He came up with his first patent for an electric voting machine. The only problem was that his machine did not sell. Edison was disappointed. After that, he knew he would never waste time inventing things that people would not want to buy. The laboratory. Edison moved to New York City in 1869. 2 years later, he developed the universal stock printer. This machine was a new type of stock ticker. It sent the most current prices for company stock shares through telegraph wires. A printing device at the other end printed out the prices on a long ribbon of paper. The Gold and Stock Telegraph Company paid Edison $40,000 for his improved machine. That was a fortune back then. With the money from his stock ticker, Edison opened a laboratory in Menlo Park, New Jersey. He hired other scientists to help him develop and test new inventions. Great inventions. In 1876, Edison attended the Centennial Exhibition World's Fair in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. While he was visiting the fair, Edison was inspired by what he saw. He was especially curious about a device on display called a telephone, invented by Alexander Graham Bell. This device transmitted the actual sound of a human's voice over wires. In 1877, Edison worked on a way to improve Bell's telephone. He made it possible for voices to sound louder and clearer over the telephone wires. As a result of his experiments, Edison ended up with a new kind of sound machine, the first phonograph. He found a way to record sound on a cylinder coated with tinfoil. The machine had one needle for recording sound. As sounds vibrated, the needle pressed into the cylinder. It also had a needle for playing back sounds. In 1878, Edison sold the rights to his phonograph. He wanted to concentrate on the development of the electric light. Edison once said, "I never pick up an item without thinking of how to improve it." He wasn't the first to invent the light bulb, but he wondered how to improve it. For 2 years, he and the scientists in his lab worked on an improved light bulb. It used less electricity than other bulbs. It could burn much longer. Over the years, Edison's lab tested thousands of ideas and materials. In 1879, Edison and his scientists produced a light bulb that glowed for more than 14 hours. Until that time, typical bulbs lasted only a few minutes. Edison eventually produced bulbs that could glow for over 1,500 hours. Arguably, this single invention, more than any other, changed how people live. Edison died in 1931. In his lifetime, he obtained 1,093 patents for his groundbreaking inventions such as a phonograph, light bulb, and movie camera. Edison stands out as one of the greatest American inventors of all time.